After months and months of waiting, delaying and beta testing, the most anticipated free-to-play first-person shooter Xdefient is finally here. A lot of people are jumping in, trying the game out for the first time during the launch week, and I believe the game was able to reach 3 million concurrent players within the first 48 hours, which is quite insane. Nevertheless, I've been playing the game very much since the launch day and I already at level 53. So today I want to share my honest experience with the game so far after putting close to like 50 hours. So without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Alright, right now if you scroll through the Twitter or YouTube feed, you will find a lot of people talking about the game, but somehow if you don't know anything regarding Xdefient, it's a brand new free-to-play first-person shooter from Ubisoft that is kind of similar to Call of Duty games with fast-paced movement, gunplay, and also we got different factions with unique skills and abilities kind of similar to games like Overwatch 2. And as someone who played every single playtest before the launch, and I kind of expect what I'm getting into when I play the game after full release, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a super fun time playing and I'm still enjoying the game very much. And I've seen a lot of people coming from games like Call of Duty and calling Xdefient is going to be the next Call of Duty killer, but in my personal opinion, it's nothing like that. It's great to have competition in the market, but Xdefient has its own unique taste. Yes, when it comes to gunplay and movement, it's very similar to a modern day Call of Duty game, but on the other hand, it's very much different. It got its own factions with unique skills and abilities, and there is no skill-based matchmaking in the casual play, and there is no kill streak, no battle royale mode, so definitely nothing like Call of Duty. And on top of all that, the game is completely free to play, which means you don't have to pay anything to jump into the game and enjoying it. So if you're someone who buying brand new Call of Duty games every single year, Xdefient it's going to be a great free to play alternative. There is no doubt in that. Anyway, after playing close to 50 hours, my general impression about the game is very much positive, and I personally had a really fun time playing. Honestly, something that I was not expecting after playing the last playtest, but right now at the current state, it's definitely not a complete game by any means. Definitely got its flaws, which we talk about in a minute. Anyway, I just want to start the video talking about the positive things that I like about the game, starting with the sheer number of maps and game modes that they add to the game at launch, which is honestly quite impressive. We got a total of 5 different game modes at launch, including typical 6v6 modes like Domination, Occupy and Hotshot, and also a couple of progression modes like Escort and Zone Control. And honestly, all of them are very much fun to play, and half of that fun definitely coming from the great variety of map pool that they add to the game already. But something that we're missing right now, it's a game modes like Search and Destroy, which they already mentioned that they're working on, something that we can expect in the near future. And other than the unranked mode, there is also a ranked play, which is kind of like the trial mode right now. Instead of being 6v6, it is much more focused on the team play and shrink the player numbers down to 4v4. And top of all that, there is a separate, very comprehensive practice zone where you can test out different weapon combinations, attachments, test out recoil, and customize your in-game loadout. So it's definitely a nice addition to the game. Another plus point for Xdefient is the great variety of maps at launch, and total we got 14 different maps, 10 for the typical 6v6 modes and 4 maps for separate progression modes. And they all place well most of the time, and they all follow that typical 3-lane map layout from classic Call of Duty maps, and I gotta say they're all very well designed, coming from different Ubisoft franchises like Far Cry, Watch Dogs, Splinter Cell and The Division. And we can clearly see that they add a lot of effort and care when they develop those maps and putting a lot of Easter eggs from those games. And after playing for so many hours, I didn't feel like that I bored with the game or any of these maps. There are definitely certain maps that I don't really like that much, but overall they all plays really well. There is also a great variety of weapons available at launch, including typical stuff like assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, sniper rifles, those kind of stuff. And I would say about 90% of the time most of the weapons feel pretty balanced and you can easily pick up any weapon and do well in a game, but some weapons feel a little bit overpowered depending on the situations. The weapons like DMRs that can easily 2-shot to the chest, or the double barrel shotgun can be really devastating if you know how to play with it. A lot of people are calling out the sniper rifles in this game a bit more overpowered, but I kind of disagree with that, especially at the beginning when you pick up a sniper rifle. It feels very much clunky with very high aim downside time, but once you get the hang of it and unlock a bunch of attachments to it, you'll definitely do well in the game. And honestly, sniping feels very satisfying in this game and really fun to play around. But unlocking attachment to certain weapons can be tricky and very much time consuming depending on how much kill and damage that you do in a game. And with the double XP event that we had last week, I was able to unlock basically all attachments for at least 3 or 4 weapons. But without a double XP, it's gonna take a very long time. It's gonna be grindy, which is something that we can expect from a free-to-play game like this. But on the other hand, unlocking different weapon types are very easy. Every weapon is attached to a certain challenge that you can easily complete. For an example, if you want to unlock the AK-47, all you gotta do is do 4000 damage with assault rifle, levels, and most of the challenges are very much like that, very easy, and you will unlock most of these weapons just by playing the game naturally. And same thing goes for different throwables like EMP grenades, proximity mines, flashbangs, and sticky grenade, and also for the different characters for different factions, which we'll discuss about in a minute. And talking about factions, right now in the game we got 5 different factions, including Cleaners, Phantoms, Libertad, Echelon, and DeadSec. And all these factions come from different Ubisoft franchises, and they all have a very certain set of abilities that they're really good at. For an example, Cleaners are really good with fire damage, fire bombs, and molotovs. Phantoms are really good with shields, and Libertad has their different healing abilities that provide heals for your teammates and yourself. Echelon is about gathering intel, and also you can see people through walls. And finally, DeadSec is all about hacking. In my closed beta review, I mentioned some of these abilities I feel like a bit more overpowered, but once I had the chance to actually put some hours into the game, I feel like most of the abilities are pretty balanced. You can always counter other abilities with a right placement of an EMP grenade or a DeadSec ultimate, and also every faction has their own very powerful ultimate ability, and if you use it at the right time, it has a very heavy impact on the outcome of the game. And honestly, all these characters are pretty fun to play around, and we can expect a lot of characters from other Ubisoft games will be added to the game, especially from games like Rainbow Six Siege and maybe Assassin's Creed. And I don't know, maybe people will running around with hidden blades in the future. It is something we have to wait and see. And the customization in this game is also very solid, especially when it comes to weapon customization. It's very simple. You can only add 5 attachments, nothing crazy. And also when you change different attachments, game also show you a very comprehensive detailed rundown how that attachment affect your weapon's performance, which is something I really appreciate, and I haven't really seen any other first-person shooters like Call of Duty do as well as Xdefient does. And you can also unlock mastery camos for each and every weapon. Once you level up a weapon to a level 50, you will unlock the bronze, level 75, silver, and level 100 gold. It's honestly feel pretty bare bone right now. Hopefully more camos and more challenges will be added to the game in the future. And there is also player customization. You can change different skins for different characters on the factions. You can also change different player cards, animations, emojis, all those kind of stuff. Pretty common to most free-to-play games. And also the monetization in this game right now only for the cosmetic items, so I would say it's so far so good. You can buy various type of expensive looking weapon skins, bundle, character skins, and they're all very much expensive compared to some of the other games, but we can expect something like that, especially in a free-to-play game like this. And we can expect heavy monetization like this in the future as well, especially from a company like Ubisoft, but hopefully nothing pay to win. And there is also a pre-season battle pass you can grind. You can unlock different weapons, which include both free and paid rewards. And if you bought the battle pass, you can simply grind the levels and unlock the in-game credits back, meaning the next battle pass you can buy for completely free. Alright, moving on to stuff that I really don't like in the game, and the stuff that I feel like they need to add or improve in the future, starting with the netcode and the hit registration. It is right now the main topic of discussion when it comes to Xdefient, and I feel like it improved a little bit coming from the closed beta, but it definitely needs some massive improvement. When you play the game, most of the time you feel like you die around corners, which is very common right now in Xdefient. When you disengage from a gunfight and safely get into cover, you feel like you're safe, but you still die. And I guarantee this thing will happen to at least 3 or 4 times when you play a game of Xdefient. It is very annoying because right now there is no kill cam or any indication that shows you maybe you got wall banged through a wall or they kill you with a headshot, so nothing will indicate in the kill feed. So they definitely need to improve this stuff in the future. And also when it comes to movement, you will see a lot of people now jumping around the corners, bunny hopping, sliding around. It's very fun to play around, but very annoying to fight against, because right now I believe there is no penalty for jumping extensively, which I think they already added in the closed beta, but somehow it's not present in the game right now. Hopefully they will add it back in the future. And I'm sure most of these things and also the ability balancing and general weapon balancing will be coming out with the launch of the first season. And other than that, honestly, there is nothing to complain about the game. And also I'm really impressed with the performance of the game, especially if you got a very powerful PC. You can easily run this game over 200, 300 plus FPS. And also I believe the console version of these games are also running pretty well on those systems as well. So honestly, nothing to complain. It's pretty fun, pretty refreshing, especially if you're a fan of arcade, fast-paced first-person shooters like Call of Duty. Xdefient is hands down one of the best alternatives available right now on the market. It's completely free to play. There's nothing to lose. You can just download and try the game out. If you liked it, great. If you don't like it, just uninstall it. But if you haven't played the game yet, I would really recommend you guys to download and try the game out. On PC, the download size is around 30 gigs and also pretty similar on the console version. And honestly, can't wait to see what they're going to come up with in the future. Hopefully more cool stuff will be added to the game, including some definite improvements. So finally guys, if you're enjoying the game right now, if you're playing Xdefient and you're having a good time, I would love to know your thoughts about the game. Are you enjoying the game? Definitely let us know down in the comment section. description. And as always guys, if you enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to go ahead and drop a like on this video and also subscribe and stay tuned to the channel because we cover tons of free to play games like this. And I will catch you guys soon in my next video. Stay safe.